Hey guys, good morning. Today is November 6th, 2020, and at the end of the show we're going to have a really fun event where I'm going to show you my holiday gift guide for quilting, so you're not going to want to miss that. At the beginning, we are going to do Sewcialites Block 7. So Sewcialites is a free sew-along put together by Fat Quarter Shop, and every Friday through 2020 we're giving away free blocks, and each time I show you how to make them. So today we are working on block 7. It's called Kindred, and it's by Bonnie, from Bonnie and Camille. So I keep this in my binder and just pull out for my page protectors each week. And then I'll put my binder away. So this is what we're going to be working on. And I'm going to show you the blocks that I made. This is the 9-inch version, the 6-inch version, and the 3-inch version. And this uses Homestead by April Rosenthal and a background from Stacy Itsu. So this is how it looks. And you can see you really get a different look when you get here because this print is so big. Sometimes when you use a big print and then you get small, it's going to distort the look. So you do get a different look with the different blocks. And so that is Homestead. I'm going to put it in my little bag that has all my other blocks. So in this pattern, we give you the free pattern for 9-inch, 6-inch, and 3-inch. These are the blocks made by our sample makers. So this one is Quotation by Zen Chic. Am I right? No. Cider by Basic Gray, and Angel made this one. This is Terry made this one. It's Folktale. Sue made this one, and this is Shine On. So this is 9-inch, 6-inch, and these two are 3-inch. This one is Quotation by Zen Chic, made by Teresa, and this one is Figs and Shirtings by Deborah and Fig Tree Quilts. And you can see everyone presses theirs different. So I would love for you guys to do whatever you're most comfortable with in your sewing room. Nothing has to be done exactly like I do it. The point of this is just to give you guys something free to work on. A lot of you are still in quarantine, so it's going to give you something to work on. And I'm just showing you the tips that I do. And you don't have to do them the way that I am, but I do have fun sewing. So here is my pattern. I'm going to show you the previous ones I've made. I still have not decided. I thought you were making a noise at me. Oh, no. Sorry. Oh, no. I still have not decided if I'm going to do a long skinny or a short fat table runner. But these are the ones that I've done on camera. This is Halloween Figs by Fig Tree Quilts, and these are 6-inch. So I'm going to be doing all of these in 6-inch, and then once I finish my table runner, I'll move to something else. So what I like to do here is I'm going to cover up the 9-inch and 3-inch because if I don't trust myself to not cut the wrong way. So I'm going to do that first. And then I do have a funny story from this morning I'll tell y'all when. Actually, 2 stories. I had to already call Lily this morning, which is never a good sign to have to call. Okay, so I'm going to make the 6-inch. Now, a lot of you guys have asked if I can do the 9 or the 3, and I will be doing those in the future. So I am going to pull my fabric. I actually haven't even decided yet what fabric I'm going to use today. I haven't. So last night I kind of just starched some things and threw them in here. I am going to have to use repeats because this collection also has black and gray, and I only want my table runner to have so I haven't used this background right here, so I think I might use that. And since it's pretty busy, I need to find something that's small scale, so I think I'll use these two. So you can see I've used this one before right here, but I haven't used this one. But then all these are actually backgrounds that don't have a lot of color, so that might be too strong. So actually, have I used this? I have used this. Let's see, and I have used this. Okay, I think I'm gonna use these two. And then I'll save this for later. So I'm going to use these two. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to iron these flat, and then we're going to start cutting. I'll move these out of the way. And I'm just going to iron off camera over here. So I have starched. We have some videos on starching. I learned it from Lisa Bonjean at Primitive Gatherings. And so yesterday I just pulled about 8 fabrics to starch. And when you starch, it does pre-shrink, so you will see that it will probably, instead of 10 by 10, these will probably measure 9.5 by 10. The fabric will shrink one direction and not the other. So one side is 10 and one side is 9.5. So when you look at it, you can tell that it's no longer a square. So you don't want to starch if you need the full 10 inches. So I'm going to kind of look through my pattern first, which is what I do even if it's a fat quarter shop. Any kind of pattern that I'm working on, I look at it first and kind of study it. And the A's and the D's are going to go the outside. I am going to cut the A's and the D's bigger because I'm going to trim those down. So I'm going to just put a little up arrow, and that tells me to cut it bigger. Now the E's and the B's go here. I'm also going to cut those bigger and trim those down. Now this is something that took me a while to perfect, so it's not as easy as it looks. Just when you make it bigger and cut it down, there's a kind of a method to cutting it down. The C's and F's I want to cut the same. And it looks like I cut everything the same. So A and D is cut the same, B and E is cut the same, and C and F is cut the same. So just because I took that time to look at that, it's going to save me time now cutting. So what I'm going to do is just put these fabrics together, and we're going to cut at the same time since they're the same. So I will start with, let's see, I'll just pick a ruler. These ruler sets are now back in stock, just so you know. The Creative Grids rulers are made in America, and there was a little bit of a delay, but now they're back and I have the sets. So I'm going to start probably with a 5-inch. That's easiest. And okay, it says cut 1, 3 7/8. So I'm going to cut it 4 1/4. So I'm just going to add about 3/8 of an inch. You can add, or you can do it exactly like the pattern says. I never have luck doing it the exact size, so I'm going to do 4 1/4. So, and even though I am cutting it bigger, I do still try to cut it exact, and I will kind of show you why when I get there. This one's really a fun block. It's not fun if you don't make it bigger, though. I will tell you that. It's not so fun because it's not going to come out exact. Have you ever done it this way, Lily?
Not yet.
Okay. Maybe Lily's going to go home and make this block. I'm going to throw everything over there today. So now I'm going to cut this on the diagonal. Do we have a small design board I could use?
Yeah,
Sorry, I don't think...
Little or medium size?
It doesn't matter. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, I was like, I know there's one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and label these as A's. And these as D's. And kind of put that aside. And then I usually check off that I've done that. Now I need 2 2 3/8. So on that, I'm going to cut... I don't really need them to be as big, so I could either cut 2 1/2 or 2 5/8. So I'm going to do 2 5/8 just to give it a 1/4 inch extra. Or I'll do 2 3/4, that's fine. So let's see. So 2.75 plus 2.75 is 4, 5 is what? Okay, I'm gonna just guess. I think it's about this. I'm just gonna do 2.75, which is way too big, but I'm too, on camera, I don't have my calculator, so it's easier for me to just do this. Okay, good, then that's big enough. Yeah, at home I always have a calculator next to me and I just use it, so. And it's actually right over there. So I'm just cutting these bigger. Really, you know, 1/4 inch is good. Cut them on the diagonal. And that's going to give you 4 of each. So the backgrounds are going to be our bees, so I'll put these here. And then that is E's. 1, 2, 3, 4 E. And then we're going to just do some squares. The squares are going to be, let me show you one, right here. So you're not going to trim those down, but you can see right here, we're going to trim this and we're going to trim this. Both of these are going to get trimmed, and that's how, actually you're going to trim here and trim out here, and that's how you're going to get a perfect square. So I need 2 2-inch squares. So 2 plus 2 is 4. And I'm going to get it from right here, this little sliver. And so I still have enough left over, maybe for another block or, you know, something else. I know the endurance blades were sold out for a little bit, but then I placed an order and got some, so I have some new blades, which I'm excited about because I didn't have any for a while. Ulfa was behind. Let's see. Okay, almost already cut. Okay, I'm going to put my supplies over here. This is C. And F. So we're going to, basically you're going to be making these units in the inverse, meaning 1 light, dark, light, 1 dark, light, dark, exactly the same, just placed differently. Actually there. So I'm just going to focus on this one so don't get you too confused. At home I would be doing them all the same. So what I'll do is I will place my E's, and it says make 2. So whenever you're following our patterns, you always want to look here to know how many you make, so you don't make too many or too few. So I'm going to put the E's this way, and the C's this way, and you can see how much bigger these are. So I'm going to show you my trick. Well, first I'm going to put the 1/4 inch foot on, put my seam to like a 1.5. So there's, let's see, let me find my pens real quick. Okay, so I'm going to move this out of the way for now. So what you normally would do, can we zoom in a little bit, please? So what you normally would do is put this right sides together, and if you cut this exact, you would keep this square right here at the 90 degrees. Is that 90 or 45? 90. But on this, since I made it bigger, I'm going to move it up a tiny bit, just like this, because we can trim off and make it exact. I'm going to pin twice, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. But if you do not do it exact the way that I'm doing it, you need to line it up at the 90 degree. But this is going to give us a little cheat. Just that little tiny extra is going to give you a little cheat. It'll all make sense in the end. I'm a little bit, I think it'll work today. We'll see. I kind of thought about yesterday what I was going to do. So now I'm going to just sew with the 1/4 inch seam using a 1.5 stitch length. It's not plugged in. Wait, it is. It's not. Oh. There it goes. The foot thingy was. So now I'm going to go ahead and bring over my ironing section. Kind of move this. We're going to iron. And right here, this right here is bias, this diagonal line. So if you touch it, it's going to move. If you touch that, it's not. So you just want to be careful that you're not messing with that too much. It's like the, I don't know. Just don't want to. So I'm going to just press to one side first. Let it sit. 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'm going to press open. And I really like to get blocks like this because first of all, they're hard. And second of all, you get to trim them down, so you're going to get a really nice look when you're done. It just takes a little bit of time to learn how to do it this way. And honestly, I just made this up like 5 years ago or something. So I haven't always done it this way. Okay, so now I'm going to cut right here, straight across here. I'm not, see right here, I'm not going to cut that, and you can see it's crooked, just leave it, that's on purpose. You're going to just cut right here. You'll put your line on your Creative Grids ruler right on this and cut. I don't use my scissors here because I do want that to be a straight line. And you just kind of take the little tails off. Oops. I threw my little thing over there. It's funny. This didn't come off all the way. So it flew over there with it. Okay, so now we're going to do this. Now, if you were doing this where you cut it the exact size, you would put it right here. And that's right on the 90 or the whatever. But I'm going to move mine out a little bit. Again. And you'll see why in the end. It's kind of hard to, and it took me a long time to get this down. So you can see the little oranges overhanging, and you'll see why later. You'll see at the very end, you'll see why. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Start at the 90, move it, put some pins, and because it's bigger, you've got a lot of room right here. Normally, you would have a 1/4 inch right here, and it would have to be, the tip would have to be right there. So since I've made it so big, we've got a lot of room where we don't have to worry about that being exact. Now I'm going to just sew with 1/4 inch foot, 1/4 inch seam. And then we're going to iron. Lily, were you getting worried when I wasn't here?
I would have been if you hadn't called.
Oh, okay. No, well, it got worse after I called you.
Oh, no.
I'll tell you what happened. So now I'm going to do the same thing. Set your seam, press to one side, then we're going to press open. Oh, no. I don't know. I don't know how you can get up at 6:30 and then get here at 8. It's kind of funny. You'll have to, yeah. I'll tell you when I sew the next one.
Okay.
Okay, so this one I'm going to let sit here for a little bit before we trim it down. So what happened was this morning my phone has been, I have an iPhone 8, so their warranty's gone. So when I call Lori, it keeps cutting out, and she's really the only one I talk to on the phone. But then I started texting my mom, and my mom is like, you're not answering my text. And then my kids are like, you're not answering my text. Well, we looked, and my warranty's out. Like, it's really old. So I want to get the new one, but then I wanted to get the big one because I watch TV on it all the time. So it came out this morning, but I thought it came out at 5 a.m. No, 6 a.m. instead of 7 a.m. So I got up, and it said, go back to sleep. It literally on the iPhone store said, go back to sleep, come back at whatever time. So I got up. Well, the iPhone store, it must have had a lot of activity, so it said waiting. So I waited 10 minutes. Then I finally started checking out. It took me 20 minutes. So I was actually getting in the shower at the time I normally leave, but then I went to Starbucks. And apparently they're having some kind of deal today on a cup. I don't care about that cup. I don't know about that cup. I didn't get a cup. But my order took 30 minutes.
Wow.
30 minutes, which is fine. I just played on my phone, but still, I didn't know that there was a cup. I don't even know, and I got a hot chocolate, so I would have thought I would have got a free cup, but I didn't get a cup.
Huh.
I don't know. Go get a cup today.
I guess I
It's cute.
Yeah.
Okay, so normally when you look, this would not be hanging out. This little orange part wouldn't be hanging out. We're going to ignore that. We're going to pretend that doesn't exist until later. We're going to take, it's important to have, when we do this step, you're going to need a ruler that has this diagonal line, and you need to pay attention to the white only, not the triangles. If you pay attention to the triangles, you're going to get off. Ask me how I know. So what you'll do is put this diagonal line on the white, and you can see the orange is all crooked. Ignore it. You've never seen, don't even look at the orange. You want this, there's a little fly over here. The 1/4 inch dot right there, or 1/4 inch line to hit the little intersection, and you want to trim. So again, this line is on the white only. Ignore the orange and make sure it's right here. Now this is biased, so you got to cut fast so it doesn't move. So you can see that I've trimmed that off, and now I've got a straight line. If you wouldn't have done that, you would have waves, I guarantee. I'm gonna do the same thing. And I do take my time when I'm doing this because of experience. So diagonal line on the square only, right there, cut. And now we're going to add the A square to this side. So it's going to go like this. And you're going to see it's a lot bigger, because you're going to see in the next step how awesome this is going to work, because we're going to cross our fingers that it works. So what I do here is I do find the center and just put a little crease. Put the center. Can you zoom in a tiny bit, please? That should work. So I put this center crease right where that little thing is right there, where the point is. And then I just scoot it up. So I put it there, and then I scoot it up. Pin in the center. It doesn't have to be exact because we made it bigger, but I do that. Now I always pin here because this is all bias. The front and the back is bias, and it will move. I feel like it even moves when I pin it. And right here on the back, you're going to see right there, you want to cut that off. No matter which way you did it. If you did it my way or the traditional way, cut it off. If you don't cut that off, you're going to have a big old bump. And I usually do it after I pin. So again, I kind of see the crease, move up. Pin, 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 turn it around, and cut. You want to have nice sharp scissors. If it's not sharp, it's going to go, you know, crazy. But you don't need to get all crazy and do this. Just right here. Now, when you're sewing, you can either sew with this side up. If you sew with this side up, you will see exactly where your needle should go, so you can cheat. Or you can sew this side up. It doesn't matter. I just kind of do whatever, but if you do it this side up, if you're a little bit off, you can kind of move. So like if your needle's over here, you can kind of move. You're trying to cheat. So I'm going to just sew these.
Apparently the Starbucks promotion today is if you buy one of their holiday drinks, which includes the caramel brulee, chestnut praline, eggnog latte, it does say hot chocolate, peppermint hot chocolate, peppermint mocha, pumpkin cream cold brew, pumpkin cream nitro cold brew, pumpkin spice salted caramel.
Well, I got a plain hot chocolate. Maybe that's why.
Maybe. So
I don't know.
If you buy one of those, you get the free cup for the season.
I didn't get a free cup. I was okay though. I mean, I really don't need it. I would have given it. My kids would have loved it though. But I was like, you know what? I need to get to work. And then I had to call Denise and say, Denise, I'm literally going to run. And I literally ran up here. And just left all my everything. She had to grab everything else. So I've stitched, and I always do this before I iron, and look, my point matches. And my point matches. Yay! So we're gonna iron. I feel like making 100 of these today. Oh. I like blocks like this because you cannot, after you get it down, you can't really make a mistake. So here I'm going to set my seam. And these are bias edges, meaning right here and right here, that's bias. So if you take your iron and you start doing this business, you're gonna move your seams. So I will press to the easier side first, which is the white. Whatever, I always say the least resistance, which reminds me of Star Wars or Star Trek, and I've never even seen those movies, but what, isn't it least resistance something? I don't know. That's what it reminds me of. Now I'm going to press open, and I'm not going to cut my dog ears off yet, and you'll see why. Isn't it least resistance or something? No?
I don't remember. I've seen Star Wars. I actually haven't seen Star Trek.
Oh, Star Trek used to be a TV show when I was a kid. Okay, so I'm going to put this little clapper on there. And I did look up, these clappers are coming back in December, so quite a while. I am using the Steady Betty at home because I need 3 now. So I let that sit quite a while. I'm going to let this sit, and then we're going to get my small Kimberly cut ruler because it's easier to see. Ooh. We're going to be trimming these down to 3.5. So I'm going to use a 3.5 inch ruler.
Okay. Lots of people are saying the quote is resistance is futile.
I know. Okay, so yeah, so I say press to the least resistance. Maybe that has nothing, I don't know.
You're telling your block resistance is futile.
What does that mean?
Like it's not worth it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah, like it's not, your efforts are not going to get you what you want.
Oh, well then maybe I'm not saying the right thing. Maybe. Who knows? I'm just being funny.
Or it's like telling the block like, your resistance is not going to work against me. I don't know.
I don't know. You're over my head now.
I'm sorry.
So now what I'm going to do, this is the most important part. I keep saying that, but this Creative Grids ruler has this diagonal line. And every Creative Grids ruler that's a square has this white line that tells you the center of the ruler, which works perfectly here. So first thing I do is line up the diagonal line. The second thing I do is line up this white line. So you can see the white, can you scroll in? And I have to have it close to me because I like to cut closer to myself. So this white line actually is right on this white. So you can't see it, but it's right here and right here. Oops, right here. So you're gonna wanna cut, and so I just keep it right here, and you're gonna cut all this off. You're gonna rotate.
Oh, it's funny you rotated the whole thing.
I did because it's easier.
Yeah.
When I'm on camera. At home I don't, but. And you can see, look, my points are almost exact. This one's not exact. Let me see if I've got it. Yeah, this one didn't come out exact, but it's close. So when you normally would have made it, you probably would have had waves out here. Now you've eliminated all of that, and all you've wasted is a little bit of fabric. It's hard to cut these on camera, I'm just saying. So again, diagonal line, then the white lines, and then cut. Yeah, it's a little bit harder to see when I'm... So that is 3.5. So I need to do the same exact thing with the other colors. So I'm going to just lay those out. And I'm literally going to do the same exact thing. I'll try to go a little bit faster so I'm not wasting your guys' time. But again, I'm not lining that up all the way. I'm lining it up where the white overhangs the orange. And doing that lets me have some to hang, some to trim off. Are there any questions?
Yes, we have lots of questions coming in. We also
Because I'm going to just answer questions and then I'm going to repeat the same thing so that I can just answer questions at the same time.
Sounds good. Okay. I'll actually start with a super chat that we got from Valeria Bauer. Very first super chat today. Valeria put $49.99. Thank you so much, Valeria. That's very generous. And she put a pear. And so there's like a city skyline in front of the pear, and the pear's dancing behind it and jumping up and down with little flags.
Aww.
And like twirling at the same time. Thank you so much, Valeria. And then we had another super chat from Trilby Freeman for $5. Thank you, Trilby. Oh, and she put a pear saying, "How's it going?" And it's given us a little winky face kind of look.
Thank you.
All right, and then Cindy Jensen also gave us a super chat for $49.99. Thank you so much, Cindy.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. And she put a fox that's in kind of like Chinese armor, and it says, "You're amazing," with little sparklers.
Oh, thank you. I need that because I got to get a lot of stuff done this weekend.
Aww. Thank you so much, everyone, for those super chats. And then questions. Lots of people wanted to know how Emma did at her dance competition.
Oh my gosh, she did good. It was so fun. I was so nervous about the weekend, and I really had no reason to be. Everything was so safe. The hotel, they said they were at 60% capacity. I think they were at 40. Everything was safe. They had plenty of they had like I was telling Lily, I was so embarrassed. I haven't really been anywhere. So I didn't know what it was. So I walked up and I thought they had these wristbands on the table and you have to pay for a wristband to go in everywhere. So I thought, well, maybe I have to pay to go in. So I was just standing there and the guy was like looking at me and it was like the forehead reader, the temperature, but I didn't know. So he was like, "Ma'am, you need to," I was like, I didn't know what to do. So each day you got a different wristband with your different temperature to make sure it was, and then you just watched your kids dance. There weren't very many studios there. So it was but it was so fun. And it was just so good to see her dance. I mean, just to get out of the house. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had a great time. Yeah, great time. It was so fun. Okay, so speaking of that, she has another one next weekend. It's the last one for the year. So our live stream next week might be Thursday, might be Friday. I don't know because I've never been to this convention. And I have no idea how big it is or when solos are. So once I find out, we will put that online. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping the solos are Saturday so I don't have to worry about it. But I have never been, so I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, it was really fun. I'm going to let this sit a little bit.
People were asking if I won the costume contest last
She
week.
did.
I did. Thank you so much, everyone. I was very happy.
You know, I didn't even get the joke. I didn't know why you were showing that needle thing. It took me
Oh, yeah, because
I don't know Disney, so I was like, what is Lily doing? I don't get it.
So members only got a little behind-the-scenes post.
And it was like a needle, and I guess if you prick your needle, you die?
In the story, she pricks her finger on a spinning wheel, and it has a sleeping curse on it, so she just falls asleep forever. But only true love's kiss can wake her up.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what Lily's doing. I don't know Disney. I don't know any of that stuff. I mean, I've watched it, but I probably didn't pay. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
That's funny.
I might have. I don't really know.
Also, lots of people want to know why you use a clapper.
Why I use what?
The clapper.
Oh, okay. So this I had never used until about, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. And Riley Blake makes these. They're called the Quilters Clapper. And what it does is it makes it really flat. So you know how sometimes when you're piecing, things get puffy? If you put it on there for like 20 seconds, it just keeps it nice and flat. And so ever since I started using it, I use it. But I never used it before that, but I can't live without it now. So it just keeps it flat. Now, a lot of people on Kimberly Stitch Squad, which is our Facebook group, are making their own. And the only thing I know is they're maple. Maple is it absorbs the heat and makes it lie flat somehow. So I think you can make one at home. Like, you have to have a certain kind of wood and a certain grain. But yeah, I'm not too much of a tool person. I have lots of rulers, but that's amazing. Especially if you're making like a really big quilt, and especially if you're pressing open. Because when you look at all these blocks, there's all this pressing open. It really is not going to stay unless you use something like this. And you can see even here, see how that's like, it's not perfectly flat. But if I hadn't used it, it would be a mess probably. Okay.
Then we had a question from Carrie Wagtall. Carrie says, hi, first time watching live. I noticed that Kimberly does not finger press her seams before ironing. What is her philosophy on finger pressing? Thanks.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. If it's really hot, I do. I don't know. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. More than anything, I will use this before I use my finger. You think that's a good answer, Lily? Is that... Because sometimes I do and sometimes I don't, I think.
Yeah, it kind of depends on
time,
the block, your seams, how they're laying.
So like on this, you could, since it's really hot, you could do this, run Lori's seam roller over it. It's harder because that one has a seam in the middle. But I use this, we're going to do a sew along starting in January, and I was preparing for it, and I used that thing. It saved me like probably an hour.
Lots of people were also pointing out that Sleeping Beauty, it was originally a Grimm brothers fairy tale. And the original Grimm stories are much more gruesome. So there's that.
I've never even heard of Grimm, whatever that is.
Yeah, so they're like, I think it was a pair of brothers, and I think a long time ago, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, they went around and started collecting all these stories and legends and fairy tales that people would tell and share, and started like recording them. So Sleeping Beauty is one of those stories. Most Disney classics are one of those stories. And it's like the original legend that was sort of built in different cultures. So Sleeping Beauty originally, like, I forget all the differences in it, but it was just a little more, as everyone keeps saying, gruesome. Same with like Cinderella, Snow White, I think, Rapunzel. Yeah. So everyone was suggesting if you want a little history on it, you can go check out the originals instead of the Disney ones. And let's see, question from Char Platt. In cutting out pieces, how do you know when to cut pieces larger and when not to?
Experience. Just doing this for so long. That's why I'm showing you each and every block. And some people just want me to show how the pattern is written. But if I did that, I wouldn't really be teaching you anything. Mm-hmm. And the reason I do this way is because this is what I do at home. And just over the years have come up with how to make, everyone wants to know how I get my blocks so perfect. And this is how, by adjusting. Okay, so now I'm going to pull this over here, make sure I've got the darks, the lights. Now what you could do here is, You could do this.
Ooh.
That's really pretty. You could do this. And you could do this. So you have lots of options. You don't have to finish it the way that I did.
Mm-hmm.
You could do, lots of things with it. I'm gonna put it back and hope I get it back right. Light, light, dark, dark. Okay. So now we're gonna sew it together. I'm gonna put this right sides together. I'm gonna first pin on one end, the other end. Now when you're pinning, I kind of do this type of thing, and you can see where the orange and the orange hit and the white and the white, and you just put it right there and pin. And then I want to get this intersection here. And then I'm going to put that there, and then I'm going to do the same thing here. Okay, so I'm going to sew this together, and I'm going to chain piece. I'm not going to cut apart between. So I'll leave a little bit of a thread between. Let's see. I try to take my pins out right before I sew over them. I try not to sew over my pins. Some people do, some people don't. It's all preference. I'm always worried that I'll break my machine and then not be able to finish what I need to do because I sew on the weekends, and I don't think sewing places are open on the weekends to fix my machine. Okay, I'm going to look and see if it matches. That's off.
Oh,
I know.
I have to zoom in. I can't tell.
I'll find my seam ripper. Okay, so that point matches. That matches. That matches. That does not match. So see, it's off about a 1/16 of an inch. And I'm going to fix it. And this is the seam ripper I use at home. I love it. On camera, I will tell you I can never use it very good, but it's because I do not have good eyesight far away, and so to me this is far away, and at home I would be like right in my face, and I could do it much faster. And I also use thread that blends in, so you can hardly even see it. And I also use a small stitch length. So I'm just going to cut a couple of little sections off on the one side, and the other side should come off easier. But this is the only seam ripper I use. I just can't at work do it very good.
And people were wondering what stitch length you have your machine set at.
1.5. Super small, super short, and the reason I do that is because I'm pressing open and I do not want my seams to come apart. And like if I was at home, this would already be seam ripped. I just have really bad eyesight, so and doing stuff standing up is a lot harder, and my bifocals they don't work the best going down. But at home I have no problem taking this off. It's just the being on camera.
Trying to show it, yeah.
Yeah. It's just harder to do everything standing up, which is fine. I don't mind.
Life So Crazy says, Kimberly, I wanted to let you know how much it meant to my daughter that you commented on my post on Facebook about her 4-H award for her beginner quilt. She was so excited you saw it.
Oh my gosh, she is so beautiful.
Yes.
She is so pretty. Did you see it, Lily?
I did, and she is beautiful and the quilt is beautiful.
I know, I was like, she should be a model. I wish my daughter would quilt. Somebody was asking me that this weekend, one of the moms, and I was like, yeah, no, she's not interested.
Oh, yeah.
I think, you know, she wants to be, she's like me, she wants to be her own person. But one day, she's going to learn. So now I kind of just leave a little gap, and I'm just going to realign it and then re-sew it. I'll start at the intersection though and go one way and then come back. So I will start here and go over, see if it matches. If it does, turn it around and go back over it the other way. And I learned that from Adita. Yes, it matches. Woohoo! Yay! I have a little piece of thread coming out. So when I have that little thread coming out, can you see it, Lily?
Cannot. Let me zoom in.
There you go. See that little thread? I will kind of put my finger where it is, go to the back and figure out where it is and pull it back through. So I pulled it back through so that it won't be on the front. Oh, it didn't, yeah. Now I'm gonna iron these. I'm excited that I finally got it to work. I was like, oh my gosh. Well, and then I had to call Lily. I was like, well, I'm not gonna get there in time. And then I almost left Starbucks. I kind of waited till the last minute, but I have to, I get a headache if I don't have tea in the morning first thing. So if you don't have your stitch length very short, when you start doing this part, which is pressing, your seams right here will start coming out, and your seams right here will start coming out. So if you go like this and they come out, your stitch length is not short enough. And that's how I know, is if my stitches start coming out.
We had a question from Kim Stokes, Niels. Kimberly, I noticed that you did not cut from large yardage. Is there a reason why?
So on this one, I am starting with layer cakes. I think for this block, you can use fat quarters. I am just using kind of what I had in my stash because I don't want y'all to feel like you have to go buy something. This is just something where I'm just pulling fabric. Okay, now see this big old thing right here that just clipped up? I need to fix that. So to fix it, I kind of finagle it with my finger. Get that ruler just to sit on it for a little bit. And then try to fix it. Yeah, I'm just trying to use scraps, and I had these left over, and I'm just making something for my house. And then I'll do 3-inch, 9-inch. I don't know which one I'll do next. Either one is fine. That's better. Let that sit for a little bit. Oh my gosh, I do have a funny story while this is waiting. So my mom, we went to dinner. Christopher turned 10 yesterday.
Woohoo! Happy birthday.
Okay, so look at this from the top camera, and then I'll tell you my little story. Okay, so here, you could do this. That would look funny though. And you could do that. Anyway, just to show you different. So we went to dinner, and she apparently is cleaning up her house, and she found my report card from 2nd grade.
What?
And it said on there, my report card was not good. She was like, oh, it was good. I was like, no, that is not a good report card. So there were 3 columns. It was all year. It was the whole year. You had to send it back each time. So she had her signature on there. You had it was on paper. You sent it back each time. Okay, there was like exemplary, satisfactory, and needs improvement. I was on satisfactory the whole thing. No outstanding, no nothing. And my handwriting got a big fat N. It said needs improvement. And then it said my work was not neat at all.
Oh my God.
And then Peyton was like, this looks like my report card. I was like, oh my goodness. Because I am like super strict about the report cards. And he's like, look at your report card, Mom. And she had my high school diploma.
Oh.
I know, so I took it home. I'm going to put it.
Yeah. That's funny. I can't imagine you not doing something neatly.
I know. I was like, well, and then I said something about my handwriting to my mom, and my mom was like, well, it hasn't improved, has it? Because my handwriting's really bad. It's just always been bad. And, but the neatly, I was like, I didn't like that teacher, though. She was mean. And I was having a hard year because my bird died, and I couldn't figure out subtraction. That was like the hardest thing ever for me to learn. Okay, this little center part is not exact. Do I want to redo it? Not really. I'm not going to redo it. Yeah, I had a hard time in second grade because when they taught second grade, they taught you borrow from the neighbor when you carry the one. Well, I was trying to figure it out literally. I was like, well, what neighbor? So I have always struggled with subtraction, even to this day. And so that year I just felt like I struggled because I couldn't figure out subtraction. And she was super strict. That's okay. But that was kind of cool to see all that stuff. But then it was kind of funny when Peyton was like, oh, your handwriting. He's like, you got a big fat N. I was like, I sure did. But it was funny because my mom was like, well, your handwriting has not improved. I was like, yeah, it hasn't. It's never been good. Okay, so from here, I'm going to let that sit a little bit, and then I'm going to trim around the edge. Now this time, I won't really need to trim very much because I've already trimmed in the previous step, but I will just trim slightly. So I just make sure the little 1/4 inch dotted line hits that, or dashed line, I guess. And then here I will line up this line. It's hard to do on camera. And then here. And you're going to see not as much comes off, but it's because I had trimmed in that previous step. So there's my block. Yay. This is block 7, Kindred by Bonnie Olaveson from Bonnie and Camille. Yes. And you can download this free on our website or on our blog. And this is the 7th block. We do have a finishing that will show you how to put them all together in any of the sizes you're interested in. And let me know what questions you have on this block. And then I have a little quilt to show you.
A few questions from Linda Sherman. What is the blue thing on your scissors on the Omni guide?
Oh, okay. So these these are brand new. They came in the Sew Sampler box, and they say thread, fabric, or paper. And so, for example, under here, we have some that say paper. So these are the ones that we use on our cross stitch channel because they say paper so that we don't ruin, and then they help you when you're at home to train your kids to not touch your scissors.
Your fabric scissors.
Let's see what else this needs. This one says, yeah, this one says paper.
The Tula ones have the fabric one.
And then this one says fabric.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And they're just magnetic.
That's why they stick together.
So they stick together.
That's funny. Okay.
And they're new. They've been very popular though.
They're very useful. Okay, from Teresa, Kimberly, have you ever used the Creative Grids Cat's Cradle ruler?
Yes. On this one, I didn't, just because I don't want somebody to feel like they have to go out and buy a ruler when you can do the same thing with square rulers. But yes, I have it.
And Debbie Schaefer says, do you use steam with your iron?
Yes.
Okay.
If that didn't have steam, I guarantee I would have been like, Lily, I need some water. But we keep water under here.
Yes, we do.
We have a little, we put sink water in here or whatever.
Yeah, it's like filtered water from the sink.
Yeah, so that we can, if it doesn't have steam, I'm like, boop. Yep.
Kathy Warden is asking, is 80 weight thread too weak to sew blocks together?
I would not use 80 weight. 80 weight is more for applique, and I think it's pretty strong, but I would not use it for that. If I was desperate, I would. But I use 80 weight for applique, machine or hand, And you can use it for binding if you really, really don't want your thread to show on the back of your, if you're hand stitching your binding down on the back and you don't want it to show, you could use it there, but I would not use it for piecing.
From Faye Dixon, good morning. Do you know if you will be getting in more of the Cream Autumn Love text C7361?
Yep.
Okay.
I had to special order 500 yards to get that back in stock, so it will be quite a while because they have to ship that from overseas, but I did a special order just to be able to get that back in stock, yes.
And from Michelle B, will you be selling a Winter Frost bundle as shown on the Moda blog this week?
Okay, on that, probably not. The reason why is I looked at the inventory before I got here at Starbucks, and half of the SKUs they are sold out of. So when they show those bundles, they don't always look at their inventory in their system. So if I can get it, and if any of it's in stock, I will, but probably it doesn't look good because a lot of it's sold out.
Funny comment from Teresa. She says, haha, my husband just said one more thing for your husband and kids to ignore when I told him about the paper magnet.
Oh, that's funny. My kids like to get the Amazon packages because we don't go to stores anymore. So like if we bought pajamas because we couldn't find any at Target, they just like get the scissors. And I'm like, get out of my office. Go in your father's office because Kevin doesn't care. Like, go in your father's office, get his stuff. Don't touch my stuff. I have to tell them when I get really mad. I'm like, don't touchy, no touchy. They know if I say no touchy, that means get out. Like, I'm done. That's also what I say if I'm really mad. I'm like, I'm done. I need space. Get out. And then they come back like 5 minutes later. Are you done? I'm like, yeah, I'm done. You can come in now.
That's funny. All right, then we had a few new super chats, new members joining. Super chat from Jennifer Jacobs for $5. And Jennifer says, I just want to say that I'm enjoying this quilt along so much that I'm going to do Serendipity and the Designer Mystery too. You guys are fabulous.
Yay! Yeah, Serendipity is going to be easier. I am going to also be doing Serendipity on a live stream every other week or every 2 weeks when we post it, and I'm going to show, I can't show all of the blocks. Lily would never, she wouldn't even have a lunch break. There's no way we could do that. But I'm going to kind of show you what I do and how I do it. And that kit actually has 4 paper pads in it, which is going to help you. And some of those paper pads, 3 of them have not even been released yet. So, and we are going to, in the instructions, it's going to tell you how to do it the traditional way and how to do it the new way. And you can try and do both and see which one you like and then finish everything that way. So you will have enough fabric to do it either way that you like. And one of the papers I can already tell you is, because I've talked about it before, is square and a square. I hate square and a square because I have never been able to get them right. And you will see when I start doing them, you will see how they're inaccurate. I have not figured it out, and I never figured out a way to do it bigger and trim it down like I did on today's block. So Jocelyn developed paper for me so that I can do it, and then I will have the exact block, and that's going to fix all of my problems.
All right, and then we had a new YouTube member join us, Jamie Ferris. Welcome, Jamie.
Thank you.
And then after that, we had a super chat from Lori Roth for $10. And Lori put a little pair that says, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Lori. And then a couple new YouTube members. Diana Downey. Welcome, Diana.
Thank you. And we did a video. It was Tuesday, right? Or last Tuesday. Was it this week? It was this week.
It was this week.
So that's, my week has just flown by. So Tuesday I did a video. It was 2.5 hours for members only, and I sat and went through every single Moda we bought: Riley Blake, Robert Kaufman, and Ruby Star.
Ruby Star, yes.
Yeah.
Another new YouTube member, Jennifer Jensen. Welcome, Jennifer.
Thank you. And it's really, the reason we didn't do that on this channel is because I'm doing the tutorials, and we get so many people watching that there would be no way that I could answer all the questions, and then people get their feelings hurt if we don't answer the questions, and I don't ever want to hurt anybody's feelings. So we just kind of figured that was a better way to do it, and I really want to be able to show you how to do my little tips and tricks.
And super chat from Deb Summers for $4.99. And Deb says, I appreciate the inspiration from you and your wonderful team.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deb.
Look, I can see all my trash I put over here. I'm going to clean it up.
New YouTube member, Nancy Martin. Welcome, Nancy.
Thank you.
And then another super chat from Laura Hamilton for $4.99. And Laura says, good morning. Inquiring as to when a blooming bunch and shine on block of the month will ship. Thanks for these amazing videos and live streams.
Okay, so Shine On, Ashley can answer because she can ask Janelle because I don't know the answer. I know it's later in the month. Blooming Bunch, I also don't know the answer to that. I don't think it has shipped yet. I know, so can you ask Janelle, ask Lucy on that and ask Janelle on the club and we'll answer you. I do know that Maureen McConnell, who is from Brady Bunch, Marsha, she is going to be sewing along and doing a sew along using one of the Bonnie and Camille patterns.
Maureen
And so-
McCormick?
What did I say?
McConnell, I think.
Yeah, sorry, Maureen McCormick. Yeah, sorry. And you know what was really cool is she was on Hoda and Jenna and Hoda, and she had she was doing an interview and she had her Moda fabric on her side table.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh look.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and had the Moda ribbon. And I don't even know why I was home that day, but I like Jenna, I like Hoda, I like all that stuff. So I just happened to be watching it, which is kind of rare because I don't usually watch too much TV.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then our next super chat is from Mustang Mammy for $4.99. Thank you so much. And after that, we had a new YouTube member join, Kim Popper. Welcome, Kim.
Thank you.
And then we got a super chat from Christine Ellis for $99.99.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you so much, Christine. That is super, super generous of you. Christine, if you could actually email Lily at fatquartershop.com, please. That's Lilly at fatquartershop.com. Would really appreciate it. Thank you. She also said, love Fat Quarter Shop, and she put several heart emojis.
Aw, thank you.
Okay.
And remember, next week, I'm not sure if the live stream will be Thursday or Friday because Emma's stuff comes first. The week after will be pre-recorded because I'm going to Lori's house, but we're gonna debut it as a, what do you call that when we debut a live stream?
Oh, premiere?
We're gonna do it as a premiere video so that Lily doesn't have to edit it. And then we'll just answer questions in the comments.
Yeah.
And then the week after will be the same thing because it's Black Friday.
Yes, yeah. And with premieres, it'll still play like a live stream, but keep in mind we are not actually live, so Kimberly will not be able to answer your questions.
Yeah, I'll actually be on a plane.
Yes.
On one of those days, and then the other day I'll be doing orders. So, but we do answer. I mean, if you look in our stuff, Ashley answers within 24 hours. Mm-hmm. So.
Okay, question from Gail Stafford about serendipity. When will the papers come in the kit? Sorry.
Yes, the papers will come in the kit. If you sew along with your own fabric, you will be able to purchase those papers. They're not out yet.
Mm-hmm. Jasmine Meyer says, is there a deadline to sign up for the 2021 block of the month?
Once they sell out. We're in good shape now. We never know. For example, last year's didn't sell out. The year before sold out before we even started. Every year it depends. It depends on the economy, the fabric, what people do on social media. If one person buys it, then everybody wants to buy it. So we kind of order the same amount each year, and then some do better than others. So I can't give you an exact, but I know right now we're good. Now, January 15th, I might have a different answer.
Mm-hmm. From Lori Berman, will you demo the mystery block of the month?
No, we never demo the mystery block of the month. That is a very low priced kit. That is also a mystery. So if we gave it away, we're kind of giving away what the people get. It's not something that we're going to do on that one.
Mm-hmm. And from BQE, do you know when the Be Patriotic bundle will be back in stock? Thanks for all you do.
It will be December or January. And the reason why is that print that was asked about before. To be able to make more of that bundle, I had to buy 500 yards of a skew, and I'm waiting for that to arrive with the other 500 yards. They special ordered those so that I was able to get them, and so because it's a special order, I mean, it takes a long time. Mm-hmm. So I will have it, and I'm hoping to keep it for a year or two. Mm-hmm. We just have to, wait.
Mm-hmm. And from Crafting a Planned Life, when does Lori Holt's Quilt-Along start for Prim and Proper, and will it be on her website, or will you be doing it too?
It's going to be on our blog and on her blog, and the dates, somebody will have to answer you. I don't remember, but I believe it's December.
Okay, and from Judy Matthews, if we join us after a certain video premieres, do we have access to past videos?
Yes, so if you join members, you can go back and find all the old ones.
Yes.
Right, Lily?
Yes, that's correct. If you're asking about
Okay.
the YouTube membership, any and all members-only videos are available for you to watch. If you're asking about live streams, like normal live streams.
Yeah, we don't take them off. So some people, if you watch live streams, for example, I watch true crime live streams. Some creators take their live streams off immediately after because they want you to have to watch during the live. We don't do that. But that is something that a lot of creators I have noticed have done. Like last night, one of them, he took it off immediately. Another one took it off immediately. Sometimes they take it off because there's something in there they don't want their family to know about. And sometimes they take it off because it's about the election or something controversial that they just thought, maybe I shouldn't have said that. We don't take ours off.
Yeah. Our live streams, the second it's over, it's available for everyone to watch.
And sometimes if it's not right then, it's because of YouTube.
Yeah.
Or Lily had to go to the bathroom before she could hit the button. I mean, sometimes I'm like, guys, give her a break.
That's funny. It does it automatically now, actually.
It does?
Yeah. It's been doing that since the beginning of the year.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, before, sometimes people, I'm like, oh my gosh, calm down.
Yes. The only thing that's not up immediately, sometimes it's the live chat that needs to process.
Oh, that's what it was. Because a couple of weeks ago, people were like, where is it? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, it needs to process. And YouTube, they've been troubleshooting different issues with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a new thing with live streamers taking it down. Did you know that, Lily?
I noticed some people do it, but everyone I follow that does it just like edits out like the waiting at the beginning and like questions at the end.
Okay, yeah, the people I've been watching, because last night my mom was at my house, and so somebody went live and I couldn't watch, and it was Christopher's birthday too. And when I went to bed, I wanted to listen to him, and it said removed. I was like, oh man. So I didn't get to watch it, which is good, but you know what that does? It creates demand.
Yeah, that's true. A few people have been asking if we're going to have any sort of Black Friday deals.
We
sales.
are. They're probably not going to be as good as last year's because inventory shortage, but we will. Kevin does all of the Black Friday things. He has not decided what we're doing, and he does all of that. But yes, we will definitely have a Black Friday. It probably won't be the same as last year, and the reason why is we can't get goods in here, and we have to have something to sell you. So, but we... and some of the things that he bought at the beginning of the year never delivered. So that affects one of the products. So, yeah. But we will have something.
Yes. Sign up for the newsletter. That's where you will find out about all the deals.
Yes. And so I want to show you that quilt. It's right on the side. I can grab it. Sorry, where? It's over here. Sorry. Oh, thanks. I didn't get here early enough for Lily to show me everything. I literally ran in 1 minute before. Okay, so I wanted to show you, last night I saw that Sherry McConnell posted block 11 on her free sew along. So this is her free sew along that she did for 2020. And if you look at the blocks on the outside, it's blocks 1 through 11. This is block 12 that Lily covered up. And she released a video last night, and it has tips and tricks for the November block. You just look at Sherry McConnell, a Quilting Life YouTube channel. But this is completely free, and what I did was I used the Farm Girl Vintage book. I'm going to cover up the instructions. I took this setting, put my 6-inch blocks here, and instead of putting a 12-inch block in the center, I kind of fussy cut a 12.5 inch from this cheater from Vintage Happy 2. And what I was trying to do was get the corners as close as I could, and I got pretty good. So, you know, if somebody's not a quilter, they might see this and think I hand did all this. And so I just wanted to show that. And so you can check out her video, and I'll show you the backing also again. So when I was done with this, I had a lot of big pieces left over. Let me see what size I cut these. I don't even remember. I had a lot of pieces left over, so I cut these 5 and no, I cut these 6.5. And then I just created in the center, this is one of my newer labels that I purchased from Sweetwater Label Company. I just added a border and put it on the back. And that was a way for me to do a scrappy backing with my leftovers and not have to buy anything. I did it as part of Scrappy September. And then Gina Tell quilted it, and she did a really good job of centering these squares so that I didn't get a funky leftover squares. And the quilting is, I like my quilting to be tighter than most people. So I'm not sure what pantograph, but it's like a little rose. It's about that size. So you can kind of see it.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to show that and give a shout out to Sherry, since this is completely free. And it's really nice when companies like hers give out something free. And her blocks come in a couple of sizes, I think 6, 12, and 18. And so I just want you to check out her video. Okay, so guys, what we're going to do today, we're not going to have a Lily segment, but I promise they're going to come back. I promise. Don't yell at me in the comments. We're going to do an intermission that Lily has to put. We're going to change the set, and we're going to come back with a little surprise at the end. And I promise next week Lily will have a segment. I promise. So we will be back in just like 5 minutes.
Yes, enjoy the selection of holiday music. We are still live, I promise.
to Christmas at Fat Quarter Shop. It's like the best time of year. And this year we put together a holiday gift guide for quilting. And it's on our blog. The blog is posted and we have about 24 items on there. But I picked 12 or 14 that are like must-haves, and they're going to be things that you see me using all the time in the videos, and I'll talk a little bit about each one and why I like them. And the blog post is a great way to send it to your husband or your mother and get your gifts already ready for Christmas. So a great little hint. So I'm going to open all of them. So this is one of my most favorite. This is the Mini Stash and Store by It's So Emma. And I'm going to open it up. I have these all over my house actually, and so does Kevin. And I give these as gifts to non-quilters every Christmas. You can put your scissors, your seam ripper, all kinds of things in here. You can use it as a pen and pencil holder. I use this all the time. They're in almost every room in my house. We have all kinds of colors in them, but this is my favorite color. This is also the smaller version. We also have a larger version. So that is our Mini Stash and Store. And I'm just opening these random. I don't even know what's in these. It's so exciting.
It's like really opening presents.
Yeah. This will probably be my Christmas gifts for the year, right?
Yes.
So this is so cute. I have this on my key ring to my cars. It says Sewcialites, and so this goes with what we just filmed. It is a great way to put it on your bag that has your blocks in it, and it's just really cute. I mean, who isn't a Sewcialite, right? So I'll put that right in there, and it'll sit right there. Do-do-do. And it's so fun opening Christmas when it's only November.
Yes.
I know, right? Christmas early. So this we came up with, this is our quilting journal. We came up with this year. And the reason why is I have always forgotten what I've done each year. So I am keeping one by year. So mine says 2020. This is a summary of what you've made. And I put the pattern name, the designer, who I made it for, when I started, when I ended, my fabric collection, quilt size, any kind of block details, and then any other kind of notes that I have down here. One of the things that I always put is the fabric collection, or if I changed a SKU, so that if somebody asks on live stream, I can go back and find it. And I have about half of mine filled up. I should have brought it today, but I'm about to 30. So this is really fun, and I don't know, it's just a great way to keep it in your office. And then when I pick it up, I always remember what I need to finish. Our next gift, okay, it took us forever to have these made, and I love them. This is our Yardstick Box, and it says Fat Quarter Shop, and it's super cute. It's made in America. It was handmade out of yardsticks, and I like to keep my quick press seam roller and other things in it that don't fit in my session store. And then let's see, who can guess? Let's see if y'all can guess what's in here. Let's see. Santa.
I don't even remember what's in there.
I know Lily had to do all this.
I actually wrapped them, Ashley.
Ashley.
Yes. Go, Ashley.
So this is the Prim and Proper book, brand new by Lori Holt. I made the cutest pillow using just this block last week. I'm going to be able to show that to you probably next week. Gina's finishing it for me. So this is the newest Lori Holt book. It's got the cutest stuff. It's got this quilt. It's got a couple of table runners, pillows, and more. I'm going to kind of show you some of the pictures. It's beautiful. So this would make a great gift for you or for someone who's a new quilter. So this is the pillow that I just finished right here. I just did this, and I used fig tree fabric that was left over from our designer mystery. So I will bring that and show it to you. And then our next item, let's see.
Ooh, so little.
Oh, it's an enamel needle minder. So this is the new one by Bonnie and Camille, and this one is heavier, very heavy. It's got a sewing machine. So what you can do is right here. You can do this on your shirt. And then you can put stuff on it. So if you want to put your scissors or your needle or whatever you're working on, like if you're binding something, it's heavy enough to put on your shirt. So that's what I like about it. It is very, very heavy, but
And the magnet's very strong.
yeah, the magnet is super strong, but it is to get all the colors. The only way you can get that many colors and that size is to make it strong. It won't work any other way. And that goes with their brand new, the Quilt Bee book. Okay, this is a must-have, and I'm super excited about this. We had this made in 3 colors, pink, gray, and mint, and I use this all the time. Oops. So it has this little cloth, and I use this, okay, I cheat. I use this to clean my glasses, actually. But you can use it to clean your Juki. So I will, it'll take the dust right off. I don't spray my machine, but it will take the dust off your machine. And then these 2 brushes will clean the inside of your machine. I usually use this one around my needle plate to get the fuzzes off, and then this under my bobbin.
Also, the little cloth is great for camera lenses.
Oh! Camera, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I have a ton of those in here and I use them.
And we did a lot of colors on that. Oh, awesome. Okay, this is our newest bag. Super popular. I was so excited to go this week and find it in a store that was having it. Yeah, when I went last Friday,
That's awesome.
a store had it. So it's super cute. It goes with their Bonnie and Camille brand new book. The inside is very nice. It does have a pocket, which I love because if you're going somewhere, I like to put either my hotel key or my car keys so that I'm pretty clumsy so that I don't lose them. So this is brand new, Bonnie and Camille's quilt bag. We put all our stuff in it, right? And then y'all will have to comment and tell me what is your favorite or if I missed anything. Okay, this is a must-have. This is the quick press seam roller, and this is Lori Holt's. We had this made for her. We're distributing it for her under the It's So Emma brand, and I show this a lot in the Sewcialites videos where you press your seams open, and I love it. So all of these things should be not new to you. You should have seen these before. And then this one. Oh, this one's my favorite. Okay, so we had these made in America, and I love that everything's in here because I can find it. One of the things, I get disorganized because I have so many things going on, and so when I go home to prep for the live stream, like yesterday I prepped for today's live stream, I knew exactly where everything was because I put it in this binder. It's very nice. It was made in America, really good quality, and you can either put your papers in normal or you can put them in with a paper, what is it called? Sleeve, paper.
Protector?
Page protector.
Yes.
And it's a 1-inch binder. And then you can save it. You can use it for other stuff. So it's super cute. And of course, it's got the Kimberly colors.
Yes.
And we've got a couple more. I dressed, I dressed match.
You're matching.
I matched today. So one of the things that I'm most proud about in the last couple of years are these foundation papers. I really like my blocks to come out perfectly, and with log cabins and courthouse steps, it really doesn't come out because I feel like as you add, it shrinks or gets too fat. So I love these papers. I love that inside there are instructions, and since they're on the cover, you never lose them because they're always with your paper. And then I like that we have added this size guide, so if you need something pretty quick, you don't even have to think. It'll just tell you how many blocks you need. There are 42 papers in every pad. They come in 6-inch and 12-inch size, and you'll see that the paper is thin. It was made specifically so that it is easy to pull off and your stitches do not pull out. And this is great for a beginner. So if you're looking for something to buy for a beginner, that is great.
Or if you've never tried paper piecing and want to try it, those are awesome.
Yeah, and they're not very expensive, so you're not investing too much money into something that you might or might not like. But I think you will like it. Oh, okay, so here is the Bonnie and Camille book.
Woohoo!
I'm so honored that they let me publish for them finally. It's so awesome. This book is amazing. And this is the block of the month that somebody was asking about earlier. It is starting later this month, and the block of the month is now sold out, but we do have the book. It is full color. I'm going to flip through it. Beautiful photography by Camille. It's got a cross stitch. It's got a sampler quilt, and in the front of the book, lots of quilts. So this book would be enough to keep you busy for months and months and years and years. And I have made already out of this book, I made the sampler that's on the cover, and I made the Wish table runner. And this is one where she had y'all send in blocks to make some different beehive blocks, and names are in there.
That's so cool.
Did you send one in, Lily?
I did not. I missed out.
This is the table runner that I made. And I made it pretty quick. I made it in one weekend. As soon as the book came out, I made it. So it's a beautiful book. So beautiful. So this is a great Christmas gift. And we have two more.
Ooh,
Let's see what they are. I don't even know what's in here because I didn't look. Okay, this has been, we had this made originally for another company, and they got so many results and so many comments that we made this available for everybody. And you can put your seam roller in here. You can put either a 45 or a 60 millimeter rotary cutter, and you can put scissors and all kinds of things in here. And we have these in a couple of different colors, but blue is my favorite. And what's great about it is if you put your rotary cutter in it and you drop it, it's not going to cut you because this is a hard shell case.
Just don't forget that you put your rotary cutter in there, because I went crazy looking for my rotary cutter once, and it was in my case.
Oh my goodness, Lily. That's why you should have like 10.
Yes. Oh, this is a very big one.
I know. We saved the best for last, right?
Yes.
So these are our brand new mats that I'm super proud of. I like my sewing room to be cute. It's got to be cute. If it's in there, I don't want it black. I don't want something ugly in my sewing room. And we had these made. We have a 6-inch and a 12-inch size. The 6-inch was part of our Sew Sampler subscription box. And this is the 12-inch, and the reason we did kind of a brighter color is when you put your blocks on it, you can really see when you're cutting. Sometimes if you have a color that is too, like white or gray, sometimes it's hard to see your fabric because a lot of fabrics are white or gray. So most quilts aren't going to be entirely aqua, so they're easy to see. So this is what I have for our quilting gift guide. It's going to be hard to do it next year because then I'll have to pick new things, and I just don't know what I'll pick. But let me know if you have any questions on this, and I have some upcoming videos that I want to show you guys.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Teresa said, I want Ashley to come wrap my presents for me.
Oh, I know,
Me
right?
too.
Like,
She did a great job.
Kevin
Thank
is
you,
very
Ashley.
picky about our present wrapping.
Oh.
So some years I get mad and say, you do it. I get mad because I don't know, I've always been kind of messy with it, kind of like my handwriting. When we first got married, he's like, you really rap like that? I'm like, yeah, I really rap like that. What do you mean rap like that?
Well, it's funny.
So now I'm like, you do. So yeah, I'm like, you rap.
Yes. From Julie Westbrook, does the seam roller work better on a hard surface or a soft surface?
Either. I think it would work on either, because even if, I mean, hard, of course, but I mean, if you had like a ironing mat, it would, and that's softer, it would still work.
Yes.
Because I use it both.
Same.
If I'm doing, when I use it for this, that's when I mainly use it, is it's on a hard surface so that I don't have to get up and iron, so that I can just keep going.
Okay. Nicole Mayer said, we need a binder for cross stitch.
Okay, so this little binder right here, this journal we have for cross stitch. If you're wanting something like this for cross stitch, we can look into that. It would probably have to be a different size, so can somebody email Jocelyn?
I do second that notion now that I'm getting into cross stitch.
Yeah, that's a great idea. We just need it to be smaller.
And then Teresa said, I would really love them to sell a binder that is fat quarter shop patterns, since I buy or download a lot of PDFs.
Yeah, and so that might be something that would fit the cross stitch, since the cross stitch is more, it's all the same size. It's more that maybe we just do a smaller one and just put something cute on it.
Yes. And a few people were asking about the needle minder, if you put it on your shirt, if that would affect if you have a pacemaker. And I believe so, because the magnet's a little stronger. So if you have a pacemaker, don't put it on your shirt.
Yeah, don't put it on your shirt. Sorry. I don't think about all those things.
I had neither, but a few people in the comments helped out with answering that. And funny comment from Jillian Balan. She says, I'm an FQS groupie. I have nearly everything.
Oh, everything on the table?
That's funny.
Then then have your husband buy you a gift certificate.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
For what you may not have already.
That's what I need.
All right. And then before we move on, we have new YouTube members, the Fosters. Welcome, the Fosters.
Thank you.
And then Mary Engel. Welcome, Mary. And then we had a super chat come in from Elizabeth Steele for $4.99. And Elizabeth says, hey, Kimberly, this is me yelling at you. Thank you. Been quilting for 20 plus years and still learning so much.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thanks, Elizabeth.
So I did want to let you guys know that we had an event last month for breast cancer awareness where we raised money by selling our pink mini stash and stores and our pink regular stash and stores. Just wanted to update you that Kevin and I signed a check yesterday that is going to the National Breast Cancer Foundation. So thank you to everyone who bought the pink one to help us raise money for that. Just letting you know the check is in the mail. I wanted to let you know that this week we released this brand new video on how to make a tissue holder. It's just called How to Make a Travel Tissue Pouch. Super easy. You put your Kleenexes in here, your tissues in here, and on the outside you can put anything you want. You could put scissors, you could put a pencil. I can never find a pencil in my purse. And you can put our hand sanitizer in there. And I wanted to let you know that we released that this week, and thank you for the nice comments on that video. It's nice to see that you like that video. And then I wanted to let you know that this video is coming this Monday. And this is going to be using the June Taylor stockings. They're called Quilt As You Go stockings, and Lily put this video together, and Cody put this video together, but this one is out now. These would be great, great Christmas gifts. I mean, they don't cost a lot of money, and people will actually use them. And then this is a great way to do stockings really fast, and so this will be coming out on Monday, so I just want you to look for this on Monday.
Yes. Also, Kimberly made one stocking, I made the other. Comment below who you think made which one.
Do you even know?
I do. You can tell from the stitching.
I can't tell.
Yours is neater than mine.
They look the same to me.
Excellent. I'm glad. Okay.
So guys, thank you so much for spending your Friday with me. I truly appreciate it. Lily truly appreciates it. And I will see you next week on either Thursday or Friday. Just watch our Facebook page and our community tab for an update on what day that will be. Thanks.
Bye, everyone.